3:18 to go in this first half. 2-point Fordham lead over St. Bonaventure. And really, to boil it down for the Bonnies, they've struggled to shoot the ball from beyond the arc.
Yeah, it's really, you talked about Fordham struggling offensively coming off that game against St. Louis, just 39 points, but they've done just enough offensively while St. Bonaventure just can't get anything going. Part of that is Fordham's defense, and part is just poor shooting. The Bonnies have had some looks, but 1 of 10 from beyond the arc. That's not going to get it done against any team, even when you're going against a depleted Fordham team that comes in 1-6 in conference. You got to be able to knock down shots, and the Rams so far knocking down more shots. They're 4 of 10 from three-point range. That's really the difference in the game.
Rams will be at the free throw line out of the timeout. Onye Aisi steps to the stripe. Played at Prolific Prep Academy out in California. Native of Lagos, Nigeria. Played with Josh Jackson there at Prolific Prep. They've got a handful of ESPN top 100s this year as well. Aisi now 2 of 3 at the line today. Had 17 against Davidson a few games ago. And has been busy offensively for the Rams thus far, although he's been held 0 for 2 from the field. They've made a concerted effort to get to Aisi in this game.
Absolutely. They've used them in several post-up situations. Swing the ball and let him reverse pivot and post up as St. Bonaventure stays cold from beyond the arc.
Make it 1 of 11. Perry, Austin, Rose, Aisi, and Cobb on the floor for Fordham. And again, the shot clock gets under 10 seconds. Rose, another excellent pass. Perry. English ran into Rose, who committed the blocking foul.
Yeah, Rose with a really nice pass to find Perry in the corner, and that shot was just really flat. You could see it, no arc on that shot from Perry. He got good elevation jumping up on that, but just a flat shot.
You were making a motion with your hand, and I thought you were saying, oh, he really whipped that pass. You're going, no, that's a really flat shot.
I was focusing on the negative, yeah. I suppose.
So here comes English into the corner off the screen. It's Vasquez, the handoff now to Lofton, and an offensive foul. It's a moving screen against Vasquez on that weave motion.
Cobb hasn't really got anything going offensively, but his perimeter defense has been real nice. I mean, he's really crowded the St. Bonaventure guards, hasn't given them any space, and that time, by doing that, it creates the turnover, the offensive foul on the Bonnies, who appear to be a little frustrated in their half-court offense right now.
You know, at times in the 5 years of Jeff Neubauer's tenure at Fordham, it's been the full-court press look. It's been trying to force turnovers and shoot the three really well. This year, it's been more, we're not here to gamble. Aisi gets Oshuni for his second personal. But the big thing with Cobb is they're saying he's not gambling, he's being consistent and disciplined, and that's been a difference.
Yeah, and a guy sometimes that isn't getting the looks offensively. He's only attempted 3 shots in the game, hasn't made one. That can affect someone defensively, but it hasn't, and that's impressive for a guy like Cobb. He's a sophomore, and he's staying aggressive defensively, but not gambling, like you said, Mike. That's the key. Be aggressive on the perimeter, but don't just reach. Move your feet, get in a position like he has.
And you saw him talking with Mike DePauli, who's always the assistant closest to the scorer's table on the Fordham bench. He typically works with the guards. And Mike DePauli describing that adjustment into him and how far he's come as a defender in his sophomore year. Aisi's second effort good. The Rams ahead by 6.
Biggest lead.
He didn't say guards, he said perimeter players. And I imagine there's a very distinct difference.
Right.
Vasquez against the bigger Aisi. Winston finds the man underneath, and Peasy lays it in. A man who lost 30 pounds over the summer, all the while selling season tickets in the ticketing office as an intern.
That's impressive. He wasn't having the hot dogs they were having back there, I suppose.
Portley. Can't get that to go. Portley 0 for 3 from the field. And English got inside. He's fouled, and Perry distraught.
In that situation, Perry, really, you want to run through quick and then let the next defender come in and go for the block. But Perry reached as he was running back. Anytime in defensive transition, you want to run through and then have the other guy come from behind your teammate and go for the block. That time, Perry got a little too much body and reached in. And the foul now. Key last minute 14 here. Mike, Fordham has done such a good job kind of maintaining this 2, 4, 6-point lead. Just momentum-wise and mentally, you want to go into the half with the lead, which they've maintained through the first half, and you want to get a good possession here going back the other way.
Austin returns for Portley, and English goes back to the line. His brother, 151st overall pick of the Angels in the 2018 Major League Baseball draft, William. Jaron, the kind of guy in a film room setting, will be telling other players where they should have been. They talk about what a great leader he is. Well, it is a 2-point game. Fordham ahead with just over a minute to play in the first half. The lead's been as big as 6. Stays with Fordham, tipped away by Vasquez.
That was the most aggressive possession we've seen from the Bonnies defensively so far. Not just standing behind Aisi, but actually working to get around him in the post that time, and nearly led to a turnover.
Well, double Cologne off the screen. Perry, rise off the back of the rim, and a foul from Aisi, his second. And St. Bonaventure in the single bonus on Fordham's 8th team foul.
Really the first, maybe second mistake I've seen from Aisi in this half. Just no reason for that foul right there. And it's a second, and they need him. So you don't want to get in foul trouble if you're Aisi, because he's really been the anchor in the paint, limited a lot of St. Bonaventure opportunities. See if Jeff Neubauer takes Aisi out of the game just in case. You certainly don't want him to get the third in the last 50 seconds. Maybe go with a guard and spread the floor here, but they may not do that.
Makes the first of a 1-and-1. Matt Johnson, by the way, has come in on the near side of the low post next to Aisi there. He was a coach's decision DNP last time for St. Bonaventure. Second up from McPeasy, knocks them both down. Crowd loves that. McPeasy this year 74%. The Bonnies are third in the A-10 in free throw percentage. Rams can go 2 for 1 here. Although it would be a bit out of character to shoot with that much time on the clock. Austin, that's good from downtown. And Jeff Neubauer, two-fisted excitement walking onto the floor. A timeout, a 30. And it's Fordham's first timeout. Meanwhile, for this Fordham team, you think how many games are you going to win where Cobb, Cologne, Portley, and Soriano are all scoreless from the field in the same contest, 0 for 9 total. Surely one imagines it won't continue, same with Lofton, but it's been a weird first half, and I don't think anybody could have predicted how the game got to 22-21.
Right, exactly. We knew it would be a low-scoring, slow-tempo type of game, but we didn't know who would contribute for Fordham. We kind of had a hunch it might be some different players, but maybe not Rose and Austin, and those have been the two guys that have really been key. Now, can a guy like Perry and Cobb sort of take the ship here and roll with it in the second half?
Perry averaging a dozen a game over his last 9, and Jalen Cobb averaging 15 over his last 4, combined for 5 first-half points. Rams start with the basketball, up by a point. St. Bonaventure 4-3 in the Atlantic 10. Lost Courtney Stockard a year ago. Jalen Adams 2 years ago. Thrown ahead to Welch. Welch throws it down. Emphatic start for St. Bonaventure.
Flipping the script, we talked about Fordham 10 points off turnovers in the first half. That's the first bucket off a turnover now for the Bonnies.
Cologne tried to turn around Lofton. Perry for 3. Knocks that one down.
Even when he misses, he shoots the ball with confidence. You saw it in the first half. He keeps firing, and he didn't, no hesitation on that one. He pulled up, knocked it down.
Perry 3 of 10 from the floor, 2 of 7 from three-point land. Off the turn, Oshuni is fouled. He turned right off of Aisi, a clever post move.
Third on Aisi, and that could be a factor here. I was waiting to see who they'd call that on, but it is on Aisi. And Fordham can't afford to lose him if he goes to the bench or has to sit out big chunks of this second half. He's pretty important to that interior defense.
Oshuni will shoot 2. That one doesn't drop. Oshuni had a major growth spurt back in high school, went from 6'2" up to 6'10", and really didn't play competitive basketball until his high school junior year out at Mainland High School in Pleasantville, New Jersey. Another guy who went to Putnam Science Academy, misses both here. And Aisi under pressure from Welch in the backcourt. Now he's one of the premier shot blockers, not only in the conference, in the country. Oshuni.
One thing to grow 8 inches, another thing to take advantage of that and make yourself better.
From way outside, and it's short from Austin. Would have benefited from a couple inches closer. English, Welch lays it in, tied at 25.
You can see why Fordham wants to run the shot clock more, because when you start shooting shots like that just early in the shot clock from Austin, you get runouts going back the other way. St. Bonaventure much more aggressive, looking to push the ball in transition to try and spark their offense.
Cobb. Rams without Ghazi and Rout today. And dragging the pivot foot, Cologne travels. Without Chuba Olhams, who tore his patellar tendon 6 games ago in pregame warmups. So major losses on the Rams side for St. Bonaventure. They are finally healthy. Chuba's in the building today, who's dapping up some of the players from St. Bonaventure on his way out, giving us a little wave. His face up on the big board here at the Rose Hill Gym. But hopefully he's feeling a little bit better. He had surgery the following day, and I was in the gym when it happened, and you've been around ACL injuries, and you know how devastating they are long-term, but real pain that day. Oshuni lays it in. The Bonnies retake the lead.
Yeah, certainly a tough loss losing Chuba for the Rams, and now a tough loss just in this one. As we said, Aisi goes to the bench with those 3 fouls, and immediately they attack inside. St. Bonaventure does, and Soriano got caught on the wrong side. Easy layup for Oshuni.
Rose on the kick out. Austin off the heel of the rim. Rebound snatched by Welch, and then a foul on Rose, who's picked up his 3rd personal.
Looked like he had a lot of ball on that one, but they say he got wrist as well, and 3rd foul, and the Rams early on committing 3 fouls. One more look. Tough to see from that angle.
So Rose will need to play careful with 3 minutes gone in the second half.
Look at that defense. Crowding Lofton, as he has all game long, Cobb has for Fordham.
Lofton finds Welch, extra pass. Winston with 5 to shoot, long range J. Rebound Cobb, his 4th, though he remains scoreless in this game.
Tough to criticize Cobb, though, even though he's scoreless. Just that defense, the energy you expend.
His defense has been tremendous today. Lofton off the miss by Perry. St. Bonaventure clearly wants to run. The spin inside, blocking foul, score it. Austin trying to put himself in position, but English dumps it in. St. Bonaventure has a chance to take a game-high 5-point lead.
Nice spin move there. Austin thought he was in position to take the charge, and perhaps he was. It was close. The question is, was he set before the offensive player left his feet? That's really the issue. Was he set before English jumped, and the referee ruling he was not set, so he was in the air and he kind of came underneath him. So that's why you got the benefit of the and one call in that situation. Fordham did draw several charges in the first half, but not getting that one. And now, like you said, Mike, I don't want to say danger time for Fordham, but you don't want to fall behind by 7, 8, 10 points here in the opening stages of the second half. You're just not the type of team that can roll off big runs.
stepping out of bounds. They had Austin on the low post up against Justin Winston, who's 6'8". Austin 6'4". Got beat for the rebound, but lucked out a bit. Austin, by the way, 3 personals now as well.
Hey, you can be any height. You can still box out. That's the key. Get right in there and box out no matter how tall you are, and you can at least make the player go over your back.
You go try and box out Justin Winston. Have fun with that.
Sometimes I had to go against some Santa Clara 7-footers, believe me. I'll show you the tape. It wasn't pretty, though.
Approaching 4 minutes gone in the second half. Portley's been a tad tentative offensively. Cologne from way outside the arc. Big three-pointer in the flow of this game for Fordham.
Absolutely. They needed that to get some type of offensive momentum here in the second half, and Fordham doing just enough, keeping themselves right where they want to be, grinding it out, give yourself a chance to win in the end. That's got to be the motto here for the Rams.
English, the response, knocks it down.
Just the second 3 for the Bonnies tonight.
English and Lofton, last time these teams met back on the 11th of January, 18 days ago, combined for 33. They've combined for 7 tonight. High screen from Soriano. Portley launches in. Looked like as he landed, he got a piece of Welch, well off the mark on the 3. And Lofton, the kick. Welch, one more pass. Winston. It's English.
St. Bonaventure moving the ball much better clearly here in the second half, making Fordham work defensively, not able to get the shot to fall. And I like that timeout here by Jeff Neubauer as we go to a timeout. St. Bonaventure starting to feel it from downtown, knocking down from long range. First it was Cologne for Fordham, then back the other way. English knocking it down. St. Bonaventure up 4.